2021. It's Fat Tuesday. It's a snow day with most of the, at least Diocese of Toledo, probably under a level 3 snow emergency. So we have quite the bit of snow that came through last night. So that's always interesting as when it comes through at night and you wake up in the next morning and look out and see. I remember looking out last night sometime before and seeing how hard it was snowing and kind of blowing, but it still is kind of when the sun comes up and you look out and you're like, oh wow, there's a lot of snow out there. So hopefully everybody's safe and warm and at home, because that's where you should be when there's a level 3 snow emergency. And if you call, you'll probably just get voicemail at this point, unless it comes to me. But also too that there is so little traffic on Summit Street, so it's so quiet outside. That's always kind of the interesting thing. I don't think it's like eerie, but it's just kind of, in a way, kind of peaceful because there's lots of snow and it's, kind of all covered. It's not that yucky kind of dirty, trashed up snow yet. It's still kind of white and everything looks just kind of covered in it, and it's very quiet and kind of peaceful. So that's at least what's going on right now. And like I said, because of this level 3 snow emergency, there's nothing going on in the parish. If that would have been probably easier if we had Mass this morning, but we have Mass this evening. So in a way, stay tuned to how that level 3 snow emergency goes, because if it is a level 3 snow emergency, no one should be driving. There won't be confessions or Mass or Rosary this evening, because of no one should be out driving to come to church. That's not. I just looked up what the level 3 snow emergency says, and it says it's issued when the roads are so treacherous that they have been closed to all non-emergency personnel. No one should be driving during these conditions unless it is absolutely necessary or there is an emergency. And as much as we would like to think that Tuesday evening Mass is not absolutely necessary, so we'll just keep an eye on it. I'll probably, keep checking and see, because by, 3 or 4 o'clock this afternoon, things could be improved to enough that we're down to a level 2. But then even 2, everybody needs to use their best judgment on whether it makes sense to come out, especially since it gets dark and driving at night in the snow. Even if we're at a level 2, that means that things are still pretty treacherous out. But a level 3, definitely no one should be driving over here to the parish. So that's just kind of what we're expecting. And then hopefully everything will be cleared up so that tomorrow, Ash Wednesday, we can begin Lent with everything that we need to do. So the plan is still to go forward on Ash Wednesday with Mass at 8, noon, and 6:30 p.m. With distribution of ashes at all those Masses. Just a reminder that Ash Wednesday is a day of fast and abstinence. So the day of fast, I never remember all of the conditions for it. It was in the bulletin. I know exactly what the ages are. You can find that information, but everybody is to abstain from meat on Wednesday, and then Fridays during Lent too. We do have stations at 6:30 p.m. on Friday evenings, but Fridays during Lent are days of abstinence also from meat. So the meat of warm-blooded animals, I think, is how that it is always the terminology that's used to describe how the requirement for abstinence works. So that's kind of an update on what may or may not be going on in the parish. Hope everybody kind of enjoys the snow day. There's always something about it. Maybe we may not be school children anymore, where there's always a lot of excitement around the snow day. But I think even as adults, it's an opportunity to sit back and just kind of relax and reflect. And maybe on the day before we begin the holy season of Lent, that's a great thing to have the opportunity to do, and to think about exactly what spiritual practices we want to embrace. The traditional ones of prayer, fasting, and almsgiving. We can probably work all three of those into our Lenten plan, but it's always good to have a plan. And so even if we can't follow through with every single thing on our plan, sometimes it's just like, I think New Year's resolutions, Ash Wednesday resolutions for Lent sometimes we can be maybe a little unrealistic, but I always think too, if it's too easy, it means we didn't challenge ourselves. If it's impossible, it means we weren't realistic. So we look for that happy medium. That's something that helps us to grow spiritually. It's what we always want to keep in the back of our mind too, is whatever we plan on doing or giving up, or however we plan on incorporating prayer, fasting, and almsgiving, or whatever spiritual exercises we plan to do during Lent, the goal is not to give us some project to accomplish, but the goal is to help us grow closer to our Lord. So we can look for those things that maybe keep us from doing that, and we abstain from those, or we look for other ways through prayer to help us to grow closer to our Lord, so that when we get ready to celebrate the saving mysteries of our redemption during Holy Week, namely the passion, death, and resurrection of our Lord Jesus Christ, that we have grown spiritually, and we've grown closer to our Lord, and we've immersed ourselves more fully in that life of grace. So, again, hope everybody stays safe today. For the most part, stay home, enjoy, and get ready for Lent starting tomorrow. So we'll continue to look out for each other and pray for one another, and I pray that God